Perhaps it was cruel to end here last time, but on the bright side, we're starting here now. We are still in that block scene. We're probably going to get quite a lot out of this. What are these questions that we have anyway? Why is it that Osborn appears to have become someone else? That could be taken literally or not. Is Osborn who he says he is? Can he be? Look at Reen. Why does Reen have the same power McBurn does? That can't be normal.
Yeah.
And from whence did Reen acquire that power?
And he can pilot Valimar.
That isn't normal. From whence did he acquire that power? And if he acquired that power from Osborn, how did he get it from him? How did Osborn have that power, and why? We've had a couple of theories throughout this. Who knows if any of them or none of them are correct? But is it really just so simple as I want to save this country by making it look really bad? Is it as simple as I want to bring my wife back to life? Is it a prophecy of the future? Or is it a future that's already passed and then restarted? Don't forget, in the Crossbell games, Kia does say that she changed events around, and on the next go-around, events occurred in a way to save Lloyd and the others. We were given the exact same visuals as that in Cold Steel 1. For people in the US who likely played Cold Steel before any of the other Trails games, I mean, Billy and I played Disguise first, but Disguise that were available in English.
Right.
But like that detail of starting in Gorelia Fortress with 2 missing people, it's easy for people who hadn't played the Crossbell games to miss that detail that was being provided to us, but it was being provided to us.
And the same at the beginning of this game.
There very well could be the exact same time loop after fiddling with what actually went on, and that's how they were showing it to us. It guaranteed happened once in Zero.
Could happen again.
But maybe it isn't that at all. We really don't know, and we're probably not going to find out.
And speaking of not knowing anything, we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
We do know nothing. I'm the Opinionator.
And I'm We Squared.
Okay, we'll shut up now and get to this.
No, we won't. We're still in the plot scene. So that means Chancellor Osborn is going to be assassinated, just like in the first Cold Steel game.
I guess Ouroboros could jump through the window and murder him. I kind of don't think that's going to happen. So let's go.
Very well. I shall start with your first question. After I lost Kasha, I left you and Ymir, and 3 months later His Majesty bid me investigate the Hamel incident. Afterward, I went to negotiate with the Queen of Liberl.
Kasha, what an interesting name.
The Queen agonized over the decision, but I knew she wanted peace as soon as possible. Eventually, she agreed to the terms of the ceasefire.
Liberl would have been ground into dust eventually if the Empire had seriously prosecuted the war.
Right.
They wouldn't have been able to keep up their miraculous counteroffensive forever.
The noble officers behind everything, led by Lecter's father, were given the death penalty, and the 4 great houses were put in check. All in a single month. In recognition of my accomplishment, His Majesty appointed me Chancellor. I'm grateful to Teo. He accepted my request not to reveal anything to you. But at the same time, it meant I had to sever my ties to both you and him. As a revolutionary, taking on the 4 great houses, I needed to be on my own. I couldn't have anything holding me back.
So her name was Kasha, the woman who gave birth to me.
He didn't even know that much.
Once I became Chancellor, I crushed those who opposed me, expanded our railway network, and garnered even more power. Behind the scenes, I also made deals with Ouroboros and joined forces with the Black Workshop.
There's Weissman.
After the incident in Liberl, I cut ties with the snakes and robbed them of the Black Workshop's loyalty.
That makes sense. The timing of his potential invasion into Liberl
Was oh so convenient.
clearly he was involved with the Ouroboros in some way.
Then, 2 years ago, I used Rufus to fell the Noble Alliance from within.
Not only did he use Rufus to fell the Noble Alliance from within, he also drew them out in the first place. He had them stick their necks out, and then, via Rufus, chopped all their heads off.
And ultimately, I stole Ouroboros' phantasmal blaze plan right out from under them.
Could you maybe explain the details of that, sir?
What even is the Phantasmal Blaze plan?
Thank you!
And what are you planning to do with it?
By this point, it's safe to say Ouroboros' goal is no different from their gospel plan in Liberl.
Is that really true?
The acquisition of Adios' treasures, the Septarian.
Right.
In Crossbell, they used the false phantasm to awaken the blaze in Erebonia.
Oh.
So the whole point of what they did in Crossbell, because they're not the ones who brought forth this, like,
Right.
the tree. So the whole point of it was to awaken something in Erebonia?
But the prize they seek
Yeah.
is more than simply that blaze.
Right. Right.
This dark land once housed 2 treasures.
The gods that fought in the past?
The clash between the 2 of them resulted in the creation of the Great One.
There's that name again. So that's something that happened due to the giant power that was let out at that time or something?
All the people, things, and history of Erebonia are inexorably entangled in its blessings and its curse. I'm sure you've been able to deduce that much
Right.
from certain historical documents you've been reading.
Right.
What are you?
Pardon me, Your Excellency.
Don't you dare.
Please no.
Don't. Why would you need to interrupt this?
The Emperor is calling for you.
Are you serious?
Understood. That shall be all for now.
Why you do this? Why you do this? No.
Well, I think I'm about to explode anyway, Damon.
Please, go stand somewhere else if you're gonna explode into flames.
Wait! We're not done yet! There's so much more I need to ask! How did you survive being shot through the heart?
Yeah! Yeah, exactly!
Thank you!
Was it the same reason?
Are you the same as the Jaeger King, the Steel Maiden, and Siegfried?
It's the only conclusion you can
Or-
draw!
Does it have something to do with the scar on my chest and this power I have?
14 years ago, when we were attacked, your heart was punctured by debris. Kasha, your mother, she begged me to save you. So, I made the decision
He made a deal with the devil?
Maybe so.
to give my heart to my son.
Then how are you walking around?
Huh.
That is the reason Grow Armbrush shot to my chest did not find its mark. I'll leave the rest for you to figure out. It's the same riddle I've given to the Ironbloods. Major, escort him back to the venue. Our gallant hero seems a bit disoriented at the moment.
Right.
No one will suspect a thing.
But what's he going to do? Nice haircut, by the way.
Oh no.
With that
A
burn.
resin gun that fires gunpowder bullets? Can't be found by metal detectors.
That's why it felt so light in his hand, because it's made of resin. So I guess he's going to go and assassinate Osborn then.
Huh!
Well, that definitely gives a reason for Ash to be in the game, that's for sure. Perhaps he'll fail to assassinate him?
Why?
Because he blames him. It doesn't mean he's right, but he won't talk to anybody about anything, and he kind of gets strung along by everyone around him, so...
Everything falling into place like this is way too convenient. I don't like it.
Yeah, actually, isn't Lecter setting him up to do this? Everything happening so perfectly. Perhaps your purpose will be to get revenge on me, says Osborn to Lecter. Remember, all the Iron Bloods were kind of not tricked into, but, kind of manipulated into potentially hating Osborn. Maybe Lecter, who has been stringing Ash along the entire time, is going to cash in.
Oh no.
Well, I guess beggars can't be choosers.
So Osborn either is a wraith, or whatever it is you'd want to call, like, the Jaeger King, or made a deal with the devil to become a something?
Undead zombie?
I know His Excellency isn't a normal person, but I believe somewhere deep down he still cares for you.
Huh?
Myself, Lecter, Milliam, likely even Rufus as well. His Excellency has personally lent his help to each of us. It's possible he thought of us as a replacement for you.
Thank you. I'll try to sort through all this, somehow.
Reen! Instructor Reen!
I heard His Majesty called you in to speak with him?
Chancellor Osborn as well.
You spoke with both of them?
You're looking a little bit green around the gills there.
She's right. What happened?
I can't talk about it just yet.
And even if Reen did get Osborn's heart, I mean, whatever that means, I have no problem taking it literally, of course. But it's surely not just literally.
Right.
That's where Reen got whatever power it is that he has.
And possibly the ability to pilot Valimar, if our theory that Osborn is Drykos is correct.
That is a possibility, yes.
All I can say is that nothing is over yet, and something's about to begin.
Well, I'd say so. By the way, there's so many of you over there. Have you made sure that the number, like the count, comes out to be correct?
Once this party's over, can we all get together and talk?
Yes, of course. I think I can better explain what's going on behind the scenes now.
If time permits, I'll tell you all about my circumstances too.
We can come too, right?
Yeah, we're all in the same boat at this point.
You too, Toa. Of course. I'll be there.
Toa should have been there from the start. Dang it.
Where's Ash?
Huh?
I don't see him anywhere nearby.
Wasn't he talking with you earlier, Kurt?
Yes, he said he needed to use the restroom, though that was some time ago.
Is it happening?
Yeah, Lecter, is it happening?
Lecter! Claire!
So that's how the Orphan of Hammel's gonna be used, huh?
Yeah, used. But if it's not used by you, then by whom?
Right? We haven't seen Ash in contact with anyone else who would be suspicious.
Also, is Ash going after Osborn or the Emperor? Or both? We don't know.
Claire! Milliam! With me!
Let's follow them.
Oh! Where is everyone headed?
Did something happen?
Please wait here. I'll go ask.
By Rufus.
He certainly doesn't change.
I see!
So, I had been halfway joking talking about Rufus like that in the past. That Osborn never told Rufus to not continue to send people to kill him, but it turns out that was apparently true. After we met Rufus, we even said, is Rufus going to end up being the main villain? Well, maybe he is.
But that's what makes him him. He's a warrior with an iron will, ready to put his life on the line.
Aren't they talking about Reen?
Okay. For a moment, I was really confused.
It's comforting to know such a person is our leader.
Well, I guess not.
Oh.
Our leader?
Well. It would appear you're already fitting in as a member of the group.
Is Prince Cedric an Ironblood now, too?
Obviously so, yeah. So that's what he meant. That there's some sort of plotting from Osborn about this, but still. The other Ironbloods are all rushing in. Claire, Milliam, and Lecter, but it's like they're not on the same page as Rufus.
Right.
I plan to make this announcement during the summer festival.
If we're reading it right, I guess we're just not sure.
I can't imagine it will be easy. But knowing you, you're already well prepared.
You're too kind.
And here they both are. And here he is.
Pardon the intrusion.
Clutching his face, just like we saw Crow doing when we fought him and he used the eyes of Baelor, or whatever that was.
You are...
Ash Carbide of Thor's Branch Campus, Class 7.
Doesn't it seem like Rufus and Cedric were talking about this very event that's happening?
Yeah!
Ready to put his life on the line?
Mm-hmm.
The third survivor of Hamel. What have you come here for?
Hamel. So it comes back to that yet again.
My left eye's aching real bad. Been that way since I was a kid. That scene is burned into it. Even years later, when I was taking care of my mom, I kept hearing the voice.
Voice?
Yes?
Kill the Vile One. Kill the Vile One. The Jaegers that attacked the town were slaughtered. You executed all the masterminds. Hamel's name was wiped off the map. You're the one who let this happen, Emperor. Maybe the Queen of Liberl is just as guilty for keeping quiet. Or maybe the other two, for running away and leaving me for dead. Or even that Scarecrow guy, the son of the mastermind. Hey, tell me.
Oh my.
Who do I gotta kill to get rid of all this pain?
It is the Eye of Baelor, or something similar to it, whatever that is. But likely, kill the Vile One does not refer to either of them.
Yeah.
The curse.
Yes. This is the sacrifice from the prophecy. It is only fitting it be me. But don't aim for my heart. That won't do you any good. Aim here. It would be your best chance of killing me. If there is any chance at all.
Poor Ash.
Right?
Ash, was it? It won't work on him.
Right.
He's no human. I have my doubts he's even capable of dying.
Your Majesty.
I don't want this young man's actions to be wasted. Ash, I am the one responsible for Hamel. Let your years of suffering end with me.
Why the hell would you... Yeah!
What?
Like Muse said, she missed something very important.
Oh no.
Damn it! He needs medical attention!
Luxonis medicurium! Father! The princess! Be strong, Your Highness.
Get the medics! He's lost too much blood! Be careful moving him!
Is he the one responsible?
Yes. Unfortunately.
I thought we'd captured all the Calvardian agents. Is there a chance he was one of them?
A Verne Company gun made with resin parts. It would not have been found by a metal detector.
And here's the Iron Blood
Unfortunately,
plotting.
I cannot deny the possibility.
Of course, we have no idea, not really, what's going on, and only can offer guesses. The Emperor clearly bore a great guilt.
For Hamel.
And who knows what else. He's allowed Osborn to do all this stuff, and it probably goes deeper than what we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he did was have himself punished for it, but...
He did it for Ash's sake.
Did he? I don't know.
That kind of seemed to be how he was talking.
I think it was more about the Emperor himself. Why would he all of a sudden just throw his life away to Ash if he didn't want his life thrown away?
That's a good point.
Or maybe it was because Ash is the victim of the curse, whatever that is. That curse of Erebonia.
The
that
sacrifice, or whatever that is.
Like he felt that he was the one who should bear that burden. But that's not really about Ash, you know? Well, the problem is you can't say that Ash was framed.
Right?
He really did assassinate the Emperor.
There's no sugarcoating that.
And we get that quite unsurprising, he's not human. I don't even think he can die. To be a little less literal about Osborn giving his heart to his son, the reason that Osborn didn't die after being shot in the heart wasn't because his heart wasn't there, so it didn't matter if he bled out everywhere. Okay? It's like less literal than that. Though I have no doubts that he literally did give up his heart and give it to Reen. Like, still, whether...
Maybe more like, I gave up what made me human.
Right.
Yeah.
And therefore cannot die. Though that's creepy to run around with your dad's heart. Lastly, what did we just see? We don't really know.
I mean, it looked like Ash gunned him down, but...
Well, no, that most definitely happened. Ash definitely killed the Emperor. But what was the significance? What were the Iron Bloods plotting? We know that the Emperor was quite complicit with Osborn.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering. What did we see? And why did Osborn want it to happen? Blocked scenes everywhere, but it's only to be expected.
Right?
This is your morning report on ongoing events. As of last night, the Imperial government has declared martial law by order of Crown Prince Cedric. A military command center has been established, and Governor General Rufus has been appointed as its interim representative. Further, as of this morning, railway access has been severely restricted, not only in Heimdall, but throughout all of Erebonia.
Extra, extra! His Majesty's been shot by a military student with an unknown background. Is this sabotage from a foreign country?
Was it one of those Thor students?
A foreign country? It could only be...
An excuse to go to war with Calvard.
Was shot by a Vern Company gun obtained from a secret agent, i.e. the secret agents that Rufus let into the country.
We are currently using every resource at our disposal to determine the suspect's background. We will share this information with all of you the moment we are certain, so I ask that you wait for now, and above all, stay strong. I understand your anger, your sorrow, and your fear, and feel them just as keenly, if not more. And so I pledge to you, we will uncover the truth of this incident.
Or rather, we'll completely cover it up. Though that it was Ash that killed him is undeniably true.
Mm-hmm.
But how complicit was Emperor Eugent in all of this, including his own death?
Yeah.
It is quite believable that he was on board the entire time, or if he didn't know anything about it, he could be trusted to act in a certain way.
It's also possible he's alive. They just said shot.
That's true.
He might pull through.
This is the morning news broadcast for Trista. We're told the Emperor's current status is still critical. At this point, it's hard to determine whether or not he'll be able to recover. We now have a message from Prince Olivert to share with you.
I'm not trying to be cruel about this, but I have no particular emotional...
The Emperor has yet to regain consciousness. We cannot yet let our guards down. Do not become lost in rumors and hearsay. Remain steadfast and support one another through this dark time. Have faith that the light of hope will yet show itself and illuminate the path ahead.
I don't have a particular emotional attachment to the Emperor.
Right.
It really is a strong parallel with Cold Steel 1, which is what this game was.
Right.
Except it's going to be an offensive invasion launched because of this, instead of a defensive one.
How awful.
I hear the Empress and Princess Alphen are still unconscious.
Oh, Adios, please guide us.
And then there's the Septian Church.
Yeah, I bet the branch campus is kind of on house arrest.
I never thought Ash would... We had our differences at first, but he wasn't a bad person. After everything we overcame together, we grew to understand each other. And I know now, there is absolutely no way he's the kind of person who would commit such an atrocity.
I was going to say that I doubted that the branch campus would be implicated in this.
Well, what I mean is they're probably on house arrest until they can confirm and make sure that everything's clear. But I don't think anyone actually suspects them, just like for a proper procedure.
Fair enough. It's just that, I hope we don't just, blitz the place and rescue him.
Right?
That seems,
That seems like too clean and easy a fix.
It's complicated.
I agree. He was definitely a troublemaking punk. But he wasn't selfish or irresponsible.
Perhaps the idea will be he was manipulated into doing it. The real criminal is Osborn, which is fair enough.
Right.
And despite his lone wolf tough guy act, he'd always help us when we needed him. But looking back, something may have been a little off about him.
Yeah.
It was quite the surprise to hear he was from Hamel. Tita, you knew someone else who was born there, right?
Yeah, I didn't know there was another survivor. He's in Liberl right now. I'd like to contact him if possible.
Unfortunately, we can't use the communication network, and we're not allowed to board Panzer's soldats.
Right.
To be honest, I'm beginning to worry about Altina, too.
What happened to Altina?
Well, she's probably not going to get to come back here. She's in the intelligence division.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should have stopped her from going.
Rean?
Never thought that kid could have done something like that.
It's my fault. Even though he seemed like he was tough, I always knew he was a bit unstable too.
And Rean did let it slide every time he had the chance to kind of push him. But he just kept on believing in him.
Yeah,
I should have done something about it after our trip to Hamel. But I kept getting sidetracked by other problems. I failed him as his instructor.
That's not true, Rean. This is my first time being an instructor, and I'm still a total half-ass. Toa is new here too. You can't just expect to be perfect at it after only a few months.
That's right, Rean. I think the important thing is what you do next. Altina's already hard at work, right?
Well...
2 hours prior.
I received a message through the emergency channel. We've been called to gather. I must report to Intelligence Division HQ.
But...
Are you going to be okay? Right now, things are...
There is no need to worry. I'm sure Milliam and Major Arundel will be there as well. However, I'm more worried about Ash.
Well...
What he did was so out of the blue. There must be something going on behind the scenes.
And that black haze... I bet it had something to do with it!
That's the only conclusion I can come to.
It's possible he was being controlled by some manner of chemical or hypnosis.
Well, not quite that, but what it actually is, we have no idea.
It is also fairly likely something of a magical nature was involved as well. Therefore, I will attempt to gain as much information as possible. I refuse to leave a fellow member of Class 7 behind.
I like that.
Allie.
The sentiment.
But to go and try and do something about it outside of the normal process.
Right.
I mean, that's just like, okay, we are all obvious traitors of the government now. And I'm not entirely sure that that's not what Osborn's trying to draw out. Like, maybe that is what he's trying to do. You know, I'd always thought that there was going to be another civil war, and maybe it really will end with the branch campus, or at least Class 7, being fugitives.
You've grown a lot.
I agree. She's become very dependable.
Even if you've been summoned, don't forget, you're still a student of Thor's. If they try to limit your actions, let us know through the emergency comm network. I'll come get you, even if I need to use Valimar to do it.
Instructor Rean.
Yeah, us too. We'll definitely come help you.
No matter what.
Please be careful.
Thank you, everyone. I will do my best not to cause you trouble.
You're right. I can't afford to fall behind the students. The principal and all the others are doing everything they can, too. Seems like the principal went to the authorities and Michael went to the RMP headquarters.
I hope they've made some progress.
Huh?
Rean, could it be?
Yeah, it's someone from the old Class 7. Oh, Milliam.
Rean, is Tilly there?
Uh-oh!
No, she got an urgent call from the intelligence division 2 hours ago. But you didn't?
Nope, not me. Lecter's busy with something too. So that means I'm too late.
Too late? What's going on?
Oh no, it's nothing.
Don't you say that!
I'll take care of it, so don't worry.
Remember, what we saw was that Rufus and Cedric and Osborne obviously knew what was going on, but it didn't seem like Lecter and Claire and Milliam did.
Yeah.
Now, Lecter's intuition is one thing, but, I mean, a thing that we can't quantify.
Yeah, there's no way to know if it's even perfect.
It's possible that Lecter has been in on everything. After all, he happened to come up with an excuse to divulge his sob story to Ash at the end, and that may have been something that helped provoke Ash into doing this, so he very well could be in on it, or not.
That's hard to tell with Lecter.
But Claire and Milliam most definitely have not been in on this.
Yeah, there's no way they would follow along something like this.
Hey, Milliam! You can't just say that and then leave! Altina.
Milliam, so she can't get a hold of Altina either?
I thought the prince's little trick let us connect anywhere. Yeah, but it's not working. It seems I've kept you waiting.
My apologies for being late. Principal, Major Michael.
Well, any news? Carbine's still in a coma and is in the custody of the Railway Military Police. Regarding the utter nonsense about him being a spy for the Republic, I've requested the authorities rescind their statement, but they're refusing. Officially, there was no Hamel incident.
Right.
So he could have a Calvard background because the background that we know of officially doesn't exist.
Right. No. Although there's no question a crime was committed, we must ascertain his motive, background, and any abnormal symptoms. If by chance he was being controlled, we must determine the true culprit. I guarantee his safety until all the details are known.
At least to the extent that Michael can guarantee his safety. Major.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't need your gratitude. He was one of my students, too.
Anyway, aside from Carbide, it seems things are becoming even more dire.
I need you to gather all students in Car 3. The government will make an important announcement, and we've been instructed to listen to it. Oh no.
Perhaps the reason that the Thor's branch campus might revolt is that we're about to be pressed into service fighting Calvard?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the looks of that.
You don't frame your important announcement with soldats unless... This brings me back to right before the Civil War began. Oh yeah, when the Blood and Iron Chancellor was shot.
We cannot. We must not. And we will not.
Allow Crossbell to be independent.
With blood and with iron, we shall mete out justice. Well played, Armbrust.
What's the security like this time?
All buildings within a 3,000 arch radius are on full alert. There are security airships patrolling the area too.
Dearest people of Heimdall, and all citizens of Erebonia, I am Cedric Ryse Arnor, son of Emperor Eugent.
This music,
The Emperor yet remains in critical condition. Needless to say, we have the most skilled doctors available to attend to him. But the situation is still dire. We would greatly appreciate if everyone would pray for Adios to see him through this. However, this incident demonstrates without a shadow of a doubt the scope of the threat looming over our nation, and the identity of the foreign power that orchestrated this tragedy.
Yep.
In my father's stead, as Crown Prince, I hereby entrust the fate of our nation to a man I'm sure you may all be familiar with, Chancellor Gileath Osborne. Alongside him will be Governor General Rufus Alberea, who has already proven himself instrumental in overseeing the military command center.
I am Rufus Alberea, interim representative during this period of martial law.
Just faking an excuse for a major offensive international war.
Well, we were worried about that.
But why? But for what? It's not just for the acquisition of power.
I don't understand either. There's something crucial we're missing.
We are still in the process of investigating the events that occurred at Valflame Palace. However, we have identified the weapon that was used.
A weapon used by Calvert.
Rufus most definitely let the ship with all those agents slip right on in.
It was a handgun manufactured in the Republic of Calvert. It was a Verne Company make.
And by making sure that the branch campus was going after all of these folks, the Calvardian agents,
it presented that opportunity for Ash to get a hold of one.
And if you're that good at plotting, or have some ability of either knowing the future or foresight or something, or awareness of what already has been.
Like if we put Ash Carbide in this situation, there's a 73% chance that he'll do this or something, you know?
Or it's already happened in the past.
Yeah.
Like in a different go-around. It could be any number of things or none of them, but the idea is this was provoked into happening, and Ash wasn't picked out of nowhere. He was picked because he was cursed.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
It was made of a material that allowed it to pass through metal detectors without being discovered. Further, it has come to light that in the past few days, nearly 100 Calvardian spies had infiltrated Heimdall.
Are they even going to try and pin it on Ash himself? Or is the act alone all they need?
The act alone is all they need to pin it on Calvert.
Yeah.
By putting all the railway guns on the border in a state of such heightened tension.
I am Gileath Osborne, Chancellor of the Empire of Erebonia.
They drew out a legitimate Calvard response. They can't just do nothing, and that, of course, is used as a pretense for this. And again, there's no way the Emperor wasn't complicit to some degree with this, but what is the significance of this war?
It pains me beyond description that we can do nothing more for His Majesty than simply pray he pulls through. My inability to prevent this tragedy leaves me shaking with shame and regret. But I ask you, is this the time to cower in our homes? To sit and wait and worry? No, it is most emphatically not. After countless instances of military activity at our borders, our neighbor has finally become brazen enough to send spies into our capital. And now this. The message they have sent us is clear. For hundreds of years now, they have been a menace to our nation. But this is no less than a declaration of war. We can no longer ignore the threat at our eastern borders. The Republic of Calvert.
Needless to say, we would be foolish to take such a country lightly. Their size and military might are nearly equal to our own. Therefore, in order to survive, we must make a decision.
Oh no.
Yeah, here we go.
We must put aside the difference between noble and commoner, between individuals and organizations. In order to overcome this dire threat to our way of life, every citizen of Erebonia must come together as one.
The Northern War was most certainly used as an excuse to bring unity where discord once reigned. How many bridges were rebuilt thanks to the Northern War? Well, there doesn't get to be a bigger, more unifying war than this one? Question mark, question mark. At least that's what it seems that Osborn is going to try to push.
To enable such a feat, we will establish a new law in the coming days.
Ah, here it comes.
It shall be known as the National Mobilization Law.
I'm sorry. Are you going to recruit all civilians into the military and force them to fight?
Some kind of mass conscription, or perhaps what happened in World War II in the U.S. I'm sure other countries did too, I'm just not familiar. Or World War I as well, like a type of nationwide national mobilization of all industry and activity towards producing materiel and supplying soldiers. And the thing is, if you don't know anything about this looks legit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just come in and assassinate a head of state and expect the population to be like, oh well, like, that is the casus belli. It's not true, it's trumped up.
Right.
National mobilization law?
The heck's that about? It sounds pretty scary.
It's a political science term. We learned about it in Instructor TOLLS class, remember?
Yes, a way by which the government can leverage absolute power over its citizens to prepare the entire country for war. It gives the government full control over people, businesses, groups, even entire provinces. Then that means
conscription and full-scale.
Political scientists have been debating over whether or not a crisis like this would ever actually happen. Now that it has, it will be used to justify things like confiscation of property and drafting.
And forcing certain types of economic activity. Are you serious? An ideal environment for a dictator. But a nightmare for the people. Though there are a few ways for the government to sugarcoat it so they don't even notice. So that's what they meant. The surface and what lies beneath intertwining, just like His Majesty and the Chancellor said.
Rean?
So everything's starting to connect then. Wait, then that means that Ash was a convenient pawn or a prepared sacrifice? Either way, it seems some giant wheels have been set in motion, the likes of which we can't even imagine.
This is all simply speculation.
There's quite a few reasons to believe that it's true. Now what?
Emma, Gaius.
Rean, are you at camp?
We need to meet up and talk about everything that's happening, including that speech just now. Also, there are some people you need to meet.
And I was going to ask myself, why hasn't the church done anything in any of this? Now, look, they're explicitly apolitical, but when awful things start happening...
But like at this point,
It was a big deal in Sky and in Crossbell when the church mobilized to actually solve the crisis. And the Septian Church has always mobilized on the side of the protagonist. But what's Vita been doing? What?
Who knows? Everyone will say a few lines and then run away.
I have no issue with it. How about you?
It's like the Bracers. They can't openly... They can't act, period, unless they have a sufficient excuse, and the Gralsritter is sort of no different.
Very well. We'd like to know the situation ourselves. But how do we leave the camp?
Good point. I don't think the Imperial Defense Force is just gonna let us waltz out of here.
Well, a couple of us can sneak out.
Right, but we need to find an excuse to let Reen out.
Reen can teleport with Valimar.
Oh, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Says Celine.
Yep.
That's a pretty easy way to do it. I was just thinking about the bracers and the Gralls Ritter. Like, is this something they can actually try and do something about? And for that matter, remember what Makia said in his final bonding event? Things may seem strained at times, but Erebonia is still a constitutional nation.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that it's not... The Emperor doesn't have absolute power and never really acted like he did. It's more like what you would get in, like, the United Kingdom, where they're ceremonially the head of state, but the head of government, i.e. the Chancellor, is the one who actually is essentially in charge of everything. And there's, you know, they have a diet or a Congress, whatever they called it. A Congress, I think, the Imperial Congress. But this is an obvious authoritarian power grab.
Yeah.
That's a good enough reason to revolt, but who's going to be doing it? And this is clearly what Osborn has been trying to get us to do. It's what the Emperor straight up told us he wanted to have happen.
Yeah! He was like, I'll watch you guys fight against Osborn. Easy enough for a cat to sneak in.
Celine!
We know Emma can straight up teleport Valimar anyway.
Yeah.
What? Is that Class 7's?
Ah, so the familiar's here.
Shut up and follow me. Get moving already.
Follow you where?
Do you recall that old oak tree in the center of camp? I'll summon a magic circle by it that will let you travel through the spirit veins. You can do that?
Man, this magic stuff sure is handy.
Take us with you.
You guys.
Hey, all of you.
Don't try to claim this doesn't concern us. Ash is our classmate.
And Altina's also in trouble.
We're worried about Altina too, so please let us go with you.
Come to think of it, this totally falls under our special ops missions, right?
Hey, we've already been awarded AP for Chapter 4, so we're done with the special ops missions. Okay, it's not really appropriate right now.
All right. Class 7, resume special ops missions.
Yes, sir!
I don't care which of you tags along, let's just go already.
I need all of you to be careful.
If things get dangerous, give us a call.
Come with us! Be in the party!
If you're going to go, at least make sure you're fully prepared.
May Adios watch over you. Take care.
For whom the bell tolls, eh? Can we run around and buy stuff and turn in notes? There, that old tree.
We're gonna use this to teleport? This'll be my first time traveling via magic.
Before we leave, we need to, like Damon said, do all the boring logistics. Alright, once we're ready, we'll head to the old tree. Well, we've looked over everything, turned in everything, and just one more thing. All that's left to do now is wait for the machines. Principal Le Guin? Don't worry your pretty little heads about it. So, Schwarzer, how's that power of yours treating you lately? Well, I'm able to control it better than I could, but I see. In our current situation, you'll find yourself needing to rely on it more than ever. Would you say there's a chance of you losing control of it again through overuse? Well, if he tries to force it out, there's certainly still a risk of that. In that case, how about you give me a taste of that power, right here and now?
Oh no! Wait now!
Is there a better time?
I suppose not. We've clashed with her so many times before.
Aurelia Le Guin will give Reen the confidence he needs.
If she has to beat it into him.
Right here in the camp? Well, I can't say it wouldn't be good and perhaps last-minute training.
But don't you think it would be a bit risky in our current situation?
Oh, pay no mind to the Imperial Defense Force. At the end of the day, this is our field exercise camp. I'll take care of things on that front. Besides, I'm not going to kill him, for goodness sake. Who do you think I am? Schwarzer, if you're afraid you might lose control, I won't force you. But provided we don't get too crazy, it shouldn't cause any significant disruptions. And this also would, clear away the doubt in his mind, etc. Besides, you got me here. I bet the reward is gonna be really good. I'll unleash my power against you, if you're okay with that. Excellent. This should do.
Oh, I didn't expect you to be here. Lady Aurelia, how can I help you? Please tell me what is going on.
What a sincere and stupid man you seem like. Please tell me what is going on. Oh, this is just a distraction. I'm about to teach Schwarzer here a lesson.
A lesson? All use of weapons is prohibited.
I'm already following most of the rules as is, so I'd appreciate you cutting me some slack. We're all tense right now. You don't want to make me angry, do you?
But...
In any event, how do you justify treating a student of the branch campus like a dog of Calvard without any proof whatsoever? Huh? Tell me to my face.
I'm just a grunt, ma'am.
If you do not wish to irritate me any further, then be a dear and keep quiet for a while. By the way, I would appreciate it if you passed my sentiments, all of them, along to your superiors.
We do not want to complicate the situation by causing any additional issues.
Excellent. Now go stand by that wall over there and continue doing your job then.
Yes, ma'am. Thus, we will just pretend like we didn't see anything. She shut them down so aggressively.
That takes care of that.
I'd expect nothing less from our principal.
I suppose I underestimated you. You'd think I'd learn to stop doing that by now.
Why?
It happens all the time. All right, then. Unleash your full strength. Okay. Permanent ogre mode battle? I might actually have too many CP. I'm running the most ridiculous, end game stuff on him, so it's like the, glory emblem for CP plus 10 a turn, so it's triple a true gladiator belt, and a boost your evade, and make yourself immune to all status.
Yeah.
That seems good. Reen should be fine. No more of this. Reen is not prepared for one-on-one stuff.
This is really something amazing.
Yeah, what incredible power.
It's so impressive every time I see it.
Here I go! Come!
Now, give it your all!
Zero Art's turn, don't mind if I cast Shining Men. Nope.
I'm up!
I'm wondering if I'm essentially going to have infinite CP. Because I have Brigid as well. It's the same Master Quartz setup that I'm using.
Yeah, but the costs are so high, it probably won't be that bad, maybe.
Arcane? Gale!
Well done!
Nope. Oh, you hit me. Good job.
And her presence alone swallows up battlefields.
I notice I'm going to have to win. Now, that's not going to be a problem, but that's a lot of hit points. And if she's going to be enhancing...
Oh, God!
But I haven't even used any Brave Orders yet.
Roar! Healing strike!
This is the fight.
My
It's
God,
my turn.
She's fast.
Healing strike!
Oh, that was lucky
It's
because
my
Shiny
turn.
wore off. However,
Take this!
Well done.
ha! Bang!
Healing strike!
Gosh, it's like it just doesn't really matter. I guess it's not particularly exciting, but
Hey, you're winning. That's the important
Arcus,
thing.
activate! Ha! Healing strike!
la 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 la.
Interesting.
Oh, here we go.
Show me you can withstand this.
You still got Shining up. It's okay.
She can't miss.
Oh
You're at
I'm just glad it's not on that critical turn. I may die.
Rakshasa onslaught.
She didn't enhance. I had no idea this was coming. So pow.
everyone.
Jeez. All right, well, let's try this again then. Right, let's try this again. Now, as long as I just use Iron Will, I should be fine and not be slaughtered if I stay at full.
Right.
However, as I break her, I would note all these 10% hit point heals, so I'm just gonna rob one of these. And we'll try again. Nope.
Arcane.
Well done.
Interesting.
If I could somehow
Let's
sneak
go.
out Albion Wolf, which Reen doesn't have, I could turn off her buff. That would be really convenient, but alas. So let's just Iron Will, get it fresh while she's powered
Iron
up.
Will formation!
And I may as well put on another Shining.
Arcus, activate!
But she won't kill me this time.
Right. That's the important thing.
Rakshasa onslaught.
Ooh.
Ha!
Yeah, I did have to up Reen's hit points by slightly changing his quartz.
And that's what saved you, because
I
what you
can
did
still
is gain
fight.
2,000 extra HP.
Oh yeah, I paid attention to the numbers when I died last time.
Ah! Oh my god!
Now I have a 95% evade. I'm gonna recover some with Dunamis.
Right?
I'm hoping that I will not be hit. I probably won't be, but I'm still scared.
Arcane.
Well done.
Gale! Take this!
Well done.
I can't lose!
I'm assuming she's probably not gonna drop it again.
Probably not.
Not unless
Well done.
she really enhances.
Take this!
Well done.
Oh, come on! She got that 10% heal.
Oh man!
Ugh.
It's my turn!
But that's why Iron Will is still up. Let's just put Shining back up!
Ha!
Though I'm liking this Arcane Gale every turn.
Arcane!
I'm up.
Kill!
Take this!
This is kind of a dramatic slugfest, isn't it?
Yeah!
Form up!
Very tense.
Iron Will formation! Roar! Healing strike!
So close!
I cannot let this run out.
Well done. Turn to dust. Prismatic blade.
Take this!
Ha! You beat me with that way
Let's
too
go.
many times by this point for me to even consider fighting you without defending against that.
My mind is clear. My blade empty. Now! Ha! Ash and slash! Mortal leaves!
Yeah!
done. Well done.
Oh,
This is the blade of the 8 leaves.
I almost used that earlier. But I didn't think it would deal 28,000 damage. And I was right, it dealt 31,000. Excellent. Now give me a really good reward.
Right?
It's a shame that I can't get Valhalla
or Regalia.
The 2 best Master Quartz. Those are on Aurelia and Olivert. They're so good, but I already got the trophy for getting all the Master Quartz, so, you know. I somehow managed. So this is your power. I have withstood it. Looks like even I'm no match for you, Principal Aurelia. There's no need to be so humble. Your sword is plenty strong. So strong, in fact, that if you continue to sharpen your skills, you will undoubtedly achieve true greatness someday. I think you may be overestimating me. Keep in mind, that was a permanent ogre mode battle.
So what exactly is true greatness?
Learn that for yourself, young chick who has yet to grow.
I think I remember Viscount Arcade mentioning something about it.
It's difficult to explain, but you can think of it as a milestone, a goal that all martial artists strive to reach.
So it's basically the power to grasp the true nature of something. And not only to understand it, but to be able to put it into action. To be honest, I believe Principal Aurelia has already attained such standing.
Yeah. It was interesting. In Crossbell, they kept saying that Arios McLean, the Divine Blade of Wind, was someone who was the second coming of Cassius Bright, but he most definitely did not have this ability. Cassius did, but he did not.
I don't really get it, but it sounds impressive, I guess.
Well, that's why you're not a martial artist. In any case, with this battle, you have grown once again.
Have we gotten a new craft?
And you shall grab hold of even more from here on. If you continue to do so, you will be able to see the light, no matter how difficult the situation. Principal Aurelia, thank you so much. I feel a little more confident in myself than I was before. And with your words behind me, I'll keep on striving towards that greatness. Gold Dragon, a new Brave Order?
Oh! Insight for 2 turns!
Might be really good. That's that.
Next time, we're going to branch out and get to the root of this problem.
Dude.
Yeah?
Dude.
What?
We're supposed to be really serious. This is important.